UHA Class of 2023. Lord, it has been a journey to get here. We've had students leave our class and some even journey back to us. However, before you are the ones that will walk the stage on Friday night and graduate in front of our family and friends. I want to thank you for the people that have gotten us here. Our parents, guardians, teachers, family, and friends have given us endless support and encouragement to get us here today. And for that, we are so grateful. As we begin this service, allow the hearts of my classmates and me to be encouraged by the words of our peers and teachers. May we cherish and appreciate this last week of school together. In your name we pray, amen.
Good evening. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of our graduates, families, friends, and faculty, and I would like to wish all the mothers here tonight a happy Mother's Day. All these graduates have made a huge impact on UHA, and I'm so proud and honored to be part of their celebration tonight. I'd like to recognize our two senior sponsors, Miss Becky Bradley and Miss Kalashin, and thank them for all the hard work that went into making this a special year for the class of 2023. To Miss Lillian Bruce and Miss Olivia Smiley with a duet, If You Love Me.
child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best they can possibly be. When the class of 2023 was asked to select a speaker that best represents our spirited nature, it was no wonder that Mr. Taylor Sparks was chosen. Better known to the UHA family as Coach Sparks, my classmates and I admire his positive spirit and sense of humor. He has had our back and been one of our biggest supporters throughout every endeavor we have had. He is not just the athletic director, he is our coach, he is our teacher, he is our lunch lady, and most importantly, he Sparks. His constant dedication and commitment to our school is awe-inspiring. We simply would not be the young adults we are today without him. It was his constant support and dedication with each and every student that makes him our champion. So, it is my greatest honor to hand the stage over to our beloved Coach Sparks.
Wow, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good evening, everyone, and again, happy Mother's Day to the mothers. What a great day! What a great day to have Baccalaureate on, and we're looking forward to the next week. I asked our resident historian, Mr. Dennison, who I'm glad is up and moving around a little bit better now. I said, Mr. Dave, has any other athletic director / coach ever delivered the baccalaureate speech? He looked up at me and he said, absolutely not. So I took it about the same way you did. I said, wow, I don't have nothing to do with that. But I do know this, that after tonight, I will be the best athletic director that ever spoke. So with that being said, there's a lot of pressure on me tonight. The kids, I've grown up with them. What Hannah said is true. We've been thrown together. You've had such your 4 years have touched on just about everything that could have happened to a school. But I am pleased and I'm very honored tonight that you all have me. But there is a lot of pressure. The class said, make sure you have a short speech. My wife said, don't make it all about you. And she said, stand up, talk loud, don't slouch. Oh my goodness. That's what I was going over when she was introducing me. But your class has been through a lot. I don't write a lot of things down, so if I skip around a little bit here, it's pretty bad. But, your freshman class, when you were freshmen, you came to me in PE. What a great situation. I had the best class in the school. Somebody said, did you have to write up anybody for tardies? I said, are you kidding? They run to my class. They don't disappear. They're always there. The girls came in the fall. In the fall. And they were a great class. They participated. They were good. They rarely had to sit out. And then at the end of the semester, they came to me and said, Coach, we're the best part of this class. You're not going to like the boys. And I said, I gave them my answer that I've given, it seems like hundreds of classes. I say, January 5th. And they said, what's January 5th? I said, that's when the boys come. And then the boys come. They're a little bit more rambunctious, very competitive, a little mouthy, and they had to sit a little bit more. But later that year, or later that semester, unfortunately, we had to go home for COVID. So they didn't get all of their PE. So we went to remote learning. Wow, there's a word. Remote learning. It was hard on the teachers, it was hard on the students, it was hard on the parents, it was hard on everybody. But we made it through. This class is a shining example of people who had to adjust. And we did adjust, and we made it work. Your sophomore year, we come back, and everybody's got a mask on. And when we come back, and then you have to stand in front of a, I don't know, 7 by 9 inch monitor that says, do you have fever or not? You know, you look into it, and it's looking back at you. And, you know, for a guy my age, I already got ready in front of a mirror. For me to have to look in a mirror again was just a little too much. But I saw even little kids learn how to get up on those stools and look in and get their temperature taken and everything. And we made that work. You were a big part of making that work. You know, it was something that everybody had to pull together. But I do remember in that year, Miss Humphrey came to me and she said, Coach Sparks, we've got a group of guys that we do not have anybody to watch. Would you mind watching them at lunch? And like she said, I was a lunch lady, I guess, so it was okay for me to do it. So I walk in, and I learned a long time ago, when the head of school says, would you like to? That means, yes ma'am, I'll be glad to. So I walk in, and there's most of the sophomore boys, you know, and we did have a good time. Be honest with you. As long as I kept them in that room, I was the best teacher in the world. I can remember, they would go to Mr. Lucky and coming up and playing the camp, and he could play really good. And he would start playing, and then, Ian and Ty, they decided they wanted to play too. So they're on one end and the other end of the piano, but they can't play. They're just banging away, and poor Mr. Lucky just keeps playing, and he's still doing a great job. And then we have people who are showing off this is all going on at the same time. The latest dance moves. A couple of the guys are telling me what they, hunting and fishing stories, and I'm not sure that they should have been in the woods with guns. But I want to tell you this, they were serious about it. And I listened. I wanted to listen. And I walked by a couple of them. And I'm sorry, guys. I told you I'd say their name, but I'm not going to. It's Mother's Day. And they were looking at a book and writing on the smallest piece of paper that you can imagine. They look at the book and they write on the paper. They look at the book. And I said, what are you guys doing? And they looked up at me and they said, studying for a test. So I took a couple of steps and looked back, and then it hit me, and I went, And I said, who's the teacher of that class? They told me. I didn't have to say anything else. There was no way they were going to make it. All right, your junior years, we get back to whatever the new normal is. And I guess the way I dealt with all of it is with laughter, as we're doing today. And I hope I'm not getting too far out of line with that. But we came back to the new normal. You adjusted to it as well. All of a sudden, everything was as it was when you were 8th graders. So you adjusted. I didn't get to see you all as much that year. I took the AD job. I was up to here in paperwork. You all were getting ready for your senior year. But you always stopped by the office. You always told me about what your plans might be. Or if you just needed to vent. Sorry, teachers, I've been vented on. Some of y'all were really bad. So anyway, the junior class, I got to see the folks, in athletics. I got to see all that. And that was great. Because I'm a people person. I try to be. And I did at least get to take the lunch bags back. If you remember that, I would come in, where's Mr. Goolsby? Wherever we were, whether it would be Ford's Theater or Pearl Harbor, I just jumped right in and became a part of it. Instead, I was there. The kids never batted an eye. As far as they don't know how old I am. I could have been to Pearl Harbor. But we had fun. But I knew, where's Miss Kelly? I knew one class not to go in. Where's Junior? I stayed away. And if you think she doesn't have a sense of humor, let me tell you this. I went by her one day, I said, Miss Kelly, I said, you know, I'm staying away. And it was, what was it, advanced something, I don't know, it was over my head. But anyway, I said, I'm staying away. And she, without breaking a smile or anything, she goes, yeah, but I can hear you. So, you know, I thought that, my goodness, what can I do? What did I do to deserve this? All right, senior year, top of the food chain. You had a chance to go strictly senioritis, and I was watching, but I don't believe you did. You got out of line just a little bit every now and then, but you deserve it. You're a senior. But you know, I got to see more of you. Things calmed down in my world. Got to see more of you, got to hear more about Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, you know, Western Kentucky, or vocational or tech school, or just starting business. You know, and I enjoyed hearing all that stuff. And now that you're seniors, it became evident to me that you were going to actually graduate. But I will miss all of you. AB is the last girls basketball player that played for me. I don't want to say how many years ago, but we're both getting older, aren't we? Bless her heart, she endured me and she made it through and had a really good season this year, and I enjoyed it. She always gives me a hug. And there was random, you know, just random acts of kindness throughout the year. You know, Hannah Jane goes to eat at Patty's, and she sees a little license plate that had Taylor on it. So she buys it for me, brings it to me, and I put it on, I don't know if most of you got to see, I had to be on a walker for a little while, and it's still on the wall. And when I give it back, I will display it prominently in my office forever, as long as I'm there, because she thought of me that night. I got to tell y'all, if I'm eating at Patty's, I'm thinking about two things: pork chops and dessert. So she was well beyond that. We also had things that we ran, you know, things that we had been doing for years and years. You know, I'd see Sloan go by and I'd holler, Sloan! There it is. It put a smile on my face. You know, this class is terrible. The kindness, whether they show it outwardly to you all, I see it every day. And I always try to keep my door open. If my door's shut, then Miss Oakley or Mr. Dennison or even higher up, and I've got the smallest chair in the room. So I like to keep that door open whenever possible. So you're going to get out. What kind of world are you facing? Well, I'll tell you this, you know, it's not the kind of world that I face. Whether you choose to go to college, whether you're going to go to vocational school or tech school, or if you're going to, you know, get into the working business, it doesn't matter. You're going to face challenges, and I want you to draw upon the experiences that you've had here at University Heights. You will have new experiences in college or, again, tech or whatever. But your basic things is from University Heights. Some of you from PK3 all the way. I can remember some of you playing on the little playground, you know, many, many years ago. So I think that, you know, you're ready to get out. You know, the world that you're facing has a lot of, it's exciting, but there's a lot of pitfalls. You have world politics. You know, you have, you know, things that will pop up that you will have to deal with. One of the worst things I fear is AI. I'm not going to have to deal with artificial intelligence, but you will. It's on the horizon. Be careful with it. But just draw, if I can get serious for a minute, which is hard for me, you know, draw from the experiences, from your teachers, from your classes, from your classmates. I want to tell you just a short story of how I figured it out. Gotta get a drink of water first. All of us have seen Miss Staley when she takes around a couple of parents and a student to show our school. We've all seen that. Well, I was down at the end of the hall in the lower school teacher's lounge, the hallway, and I saw Miss Staley come out of her office, and she went down towards mine, looked in, I wasn't there, obviously. turns and goes into the gym, and on her route that she usually uses. So I came down the hallway and I turned left towards the upper school, turned back right, went down the middle school hall, and I ran into her and the prospective folks. So she started off, she said, "This is Coach Sparks, he's our whatever it was at the time." And I just laid into the spiel about University Heights, and I believed every word I said, I believed. And we ended the conversation by the same thing. Miss Staley always says, Coach Sparks comes to us from public school and Tree County. We always say if we can make a blazer out of Coach Sparks, we can make a blazer out of everyone. So we all kind of laughed. I went down, went to my office and sat down, and it hit me. What did I just do? I consciously or subconsciously maneuvered myself towards Miss Staley so I could tell these prospective folks what I thought about University Heights and how I believed in it and how I believed in what we're doing. And for some reason, you know, I just couldn't do it without it. So it hit me. I got it. What I'm asking you folks today is to try to get it as soon as you can and use it as we go forward. Because I'm so proud of you. I mean, it's hard to sit down with each one of you and tell you that. But as a group, I'm telling you, and I'm looking forward to next Friday night. Sort of. I'm looking forward that you want to get out. I'm disappointed that we won't be around like we were. But I'll close by just saying one thing, and I'll steal a line from an old John Wayne movie. Say, come back and see an old man sometime. I'll probably be sitting in a chair in the gym. The class will be sitting on the floor because they misbehaved, because that's what classes do. And if you want to discipline a PE class, you don't let them play. You don't have to send them to the office. You don't have to write them up. Just don't let them play. And I've probably turned to them and I've said, I can't believe you all aren't. Now, they've all heard all this before. I've done it to them. I said, I can't believe you're not playing in the best class of the day. You know, and then I can't let that go. You know, because when I drive it home, I said, here's the deal, guys, or gals, whatever it was. You're sitting here and you're not playing, and I'm still making money. That's the last part. But anyway, I appreciate your attendance, you know, being attentive today. I have nothing but respect for what you all have done and what you will do in the future. And like I said, all joking aside, come back and see an old man sometime. Thank you.
One of the longest standing traditions we have was something that began with first graduating class, and we called it at that time free speech time. We've refined it a little bit. It's now called Senior Reflections. And it's a time for folks who are not necessarily on the program, but want to simply say a few words to their classmates and to the friends and family that are gathered. They'll introduce themselves as they come up, in whatever order they choose to come up.
Hi, I'm Chaney Guffey, and I'm going to start us off with a quote. Reflection is one of the most underused yet powerful tools for success. Richard Carlson. When I think of the words senior reflection, my initial thought is to reminisce on the countless memories our class have made over the past 4, even 14 plus years. UHA is a place where they aren't hard to make. We are given endless opportunities to have fun, enjoy each other, cry together about the tests we all failed, and share laughs alongside one another. This year especially, I made a point to really try to enjoy every moment, even if it was difficult. Enjoy the homework. Enjoy reading book after book in Miss Hendrick's class.
Enjoy debating with A.B. and Mr. B's government class. Enjoy the homecomings, the spirit games, the sporting events. Enjoy it all. Sitting here now, 1 week from graduation, I and many of us are doing just what Richard Carlson said to do, reflecting for success. Starting over is scary. It's uncomfortable. It's nerve-wracking. Starting over isn't easy. It can sometimes be frustrating. But starting over is a chance, an opportunity for success. The best way to start over strong is to reflect on the past and use it as a tool for success, just like Carlson said. When I thought about what stuck out to me about UHA, our class, in the past 4 years, the word that came to mind was family. Red, yellow, black, and white were family. Good day, bad day, crazy day, sad day, or family. Acing a test or failing the homework, or family. If one goes down, at least one other goes down with them. Family. If one person goes to lunch during our study hall, so does another. Family. Class trips? Family. Support at a sports game? Family. If Daddy needs help fixing up the school, you guessed it. Family. A teacher needs help? Family. We're a family. When I arrived back at UHA 4 years ago, that's what I noticed. A class of tight-knit peers who have been through everything together and love each other despite our differences and opinions. Each member you have heard about, that you're going to hear about tonight, it all boils down to family. That's who we are as Blazers, and that's who we'll continue to be. So, seniors, as we prepare to graduate, let's reflect for success. Let's think about the lessons learned, the mistakes made, the fun had, the bonds we shared. Let's soak up every minute. Let's divide and conquer. Our class is something special, there's no doubt about that. So let's reflect on what makes us, us, and use it as a tool for success. Seniors, if you hear nothing else, I love you, I'm thankful for you, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss you. Mama Chan is here for you every step of the way.
I'm Reagan Lindsay. I haven't always been a Blazer, but I can honestly say that these past 7 years have been nothing short of amazing. Before coming to UHA, I was in school at Millbrook Elementary. My parents were looking for somewhere for me to start middle school, and they thought UHA would be a great fit for me. I honestly had never even heard of the school, but they signed me up for a visit halfway through my 5th grade year. Sloan and I actually went on the tour together. Little did we know, UHA would be our home for the next 7 years. There are only 2 specific things I remember from our visit that day. As we were touring the school, we came across Miss Kister's classroom, where her students were sitting on top of desks meditating. I thought to myself, what are we getting ourselves into? We ended up joining in on the fun and learned what we would be doing next year in her class. Then we continued seeing other classrooms and meeting other teachers. And we finally came across the class we would be in. They were finishing up their lunch and heading to recess, so Sloan and I tagged along. One of the first people to come up and speak to us was Sophie. She introduced herself, and then one of the first questions she asked us was who we thought the cutest boy in the class was. I didn't know if she was trying to be friendly and start a conversation, or just make sure Ian's name didn't come out of our mouth. Ian was her 5th grade boyfriend at the time. Sophie and I ended up becoming really good friends in 6th grade and have been friends ever since. Throughout our middle and high school years, our class was always labeled as the bad and irresponsible class. Now, I'm not saying we didn't give them several reasons for them not to like us, because we definitely did. However, all we like to do is have a little fun, but maybe we didn't always do that at the right time and place. The teachers may deny it, but I think our class has grown to be one of their favorite group of students. and they are going to miss us more than they realize. Throughout my years as a Blazer, many memories have been made that will last a lifetime. Here are some of my top 5 best memories and things I love about UHA. Number 5, spirit games. It was finally our year to take first. We decided we were getting tired of letting the other teams win, and we wanted to go out with a bang for our senior year. This is one of my favorite events we have at UHA. It brings each class together as a team, and it is fun to see everyone participate and see how competitive they are. Number 4, class trips. Even though we didn't get to go on our sophomore and junior year trip, the 5 I was able to experience were some of my favorite memories I made with my class. The bus rides bonded us together more than anything because we just talked and got to know each other more and more for hours. St. Louis, Atlanta, Chicago, Charleston, and Washington, D.C. were unforgettable trips, and I think it is one of the best traditions UHA has. Number 3, the All-A State Tournament. I could talk about the experience made on these trips for hours. My 8th grade year was the year we won the All-A State Tournament. It was my first year cheering and one of the most exciting games I've ever watched. We were there for 4 nights, and we ate more canes on that trip than anything else. Fast forward a few years later, 9 of us seniors got the honor of going again this year as a player or cheerleader. Everyone coming and showing their support for the Blazers just shows you how much of a family UHA truly is. The car rides, trips to the mall in our free time, going out to eat as a team, and the conversations in the hotel rooms are the best memories I have from my years at the school. I think it would be wrong not to mention this one, so number 2, our senior prank. This may have been our last straw with the teachers, but I would do it all over again, and I think my classmates would agree. Here are just a few highlights from that night. Preston and Fermi were hiding in the classrooms because they were too scared to get in trouble and get caught on the cameras. Dowden and Wesley showed up with a live bird in a box, and I still don't know where that bird ended up to this day. We had planned to put a bouncer on the roof from Dowden, but had to rush out after we saw the janitor in the Lower School building. And we won't mention the crickets in the sand because I wouldn't want the teachers to have to relive that moment again. Instead, I will just move on to my final point. Number 1, one of the things I've loved most about UHA is the family and friends I've made along the way. I wouldn't want to spend my middle and high school years anywhere else. Being a Blazer has taught me so many things and prepared me for the next chapter in my life. I can honestly say when I walk across the stage on Friday, I will be leaving one of my homes and a huge piece of my heart. And to the class of 2023, congratulations, we finally made it. I want to thank every single one of you for making my years at UHA special. I'm excited to see what the future holds for each of us. But I'm sad to close this chapter in our lives. Each one of you has shaped who I am today in some way, and you all hold a special place in my heart. These memories are something I will cherish forever. My fellow classmates, I will miss you so much, and good luck in the future. Go Blazers!
Hi, I'm Hannah Jane. I've been at UHA for 7 years. During my time on Academy Drive, I've made unforgettable memories with this golden class. Class of 2023, time is truly a thief. It feels like just last week we were little freshmen in Miss Snow's biology class. Now, as we sit here in our caps and gowns that we never thought would arrive, we've magically grown up. Some days after one of Mr. Dennison's government tests, we questioned if we would make it through senior year at all. But somehow we did it. It's funny, throughout all of UHA's over 1,000 graduates, we would be the golden class. We're so golden as the shirts we didn't get to wear at UC say. Ironically, I believe that golden is the perfect term to describe our class. We've made many memories throughout our years. We've always been a very spirited bunch, as you could say. From pulling fire alarms on middle school trips, to riding elevators in Atlanta, and my personal favorite, the epic senior prank, which may or may not have included sandbags, live crickets, padlocks, and a disappearing parakeet. Sorry. But despite all of our mischief, we've grown into a shining group of young adults. We've made countless memories together, and when we replay our highlight reel of UHA experiences, we'll think of Atwood brownies, Miss Kitchener's chocolate spoons, staying up all night on middle school trips, getting sunburnt in Charleston, the always entertaining Hassan chopped by our beloved Mr. Field, Coach Sparks' freshman PE class, many rowdy basketball games, the revival of multi-purpose room dances, the always frightening anchor bus rides, our Jumbotron appearance at the national games, many unforgettable all-day state appearances, dominating spirit games, and now our last week of high school ever. So, make your best golden memories this week, because come Saturday morning, we will be wide-eyed freshmen again. We are golden because we are remarkably different. We use our unique strengths to work together when we need each other. Our diverse group is filled with athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, scholars, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Though it may be bittersweet, this golden class will be graduating in just 5 days. We will leave the place and the people that molded us. So here's to our future successes as Blazer alumni, and may any speed bumps we face be much smaller than those on Khaki Drive. Thank you.
Mr. Roberts, this one for you right here. Can you believe that 4 years ago, most of us walked in these hallways as nervous as we were the first day of school? We were the freshmen, the low kids on the totem pole. Now, those same 4 years later, we're leaving the school behind to a whole new group of kids, most of who was just as nervous as us. I would especially like to thank my classmates for making middle school and high school one of the most fun and rewarding experiences of my life. Thanks to all my teachers for making sure that we were always prepared for the next step, no matter what it was. Mr. Blazer, out.
Hi, my name is Corey Tucker, or as most people know me as the really tall girl that has a different hair color every single week. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wrote this senior reflection at the last possible moment, just like most of my homework assignments throughout high school. I didn't think I could enjoy in school as much as this. As someone who transferred here in freshman year, I have loved my time here. Being able to grow throughout high school and be myself has been life-changing, and I say this with the utmost sincerity. I enjoy my class and I won't change a single thing about them. For context, when I came here freshman year, second week of school, we had to go to Charleston, South Carolina. And you get to know people really well when you're on a bus ride for 13 hours while building blanket forts. I don't know. I honestly don't have much to reflect on since I've only been here for 4 years, but I remember sitting in homeroom one random day with a couple of my friends freshman year and feeling that I belonged and that I felt like I was at home. If you told me before that I'd be standing here talking about my feelings to a whole church of people, I think you were crazy. I am definitely not one to talk. Most of my class knew me to be someone who sits in the back corner drawing all day. I was the one that chose to transfer to this school, and it was one of the best impulsive decisions I've ever made. I would have not been able to make it through high school if it weren't for my close friends. I will cherish you forever for sticking with me until the very end. I believe this school has prepared me for college, and I don't think that would have been possible if I stayed at my last school. I will miss everything this school has given me, and I wish everyone in my class good luck after graduation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I think most of y'all know me. Okay. Since 5th grade, I've seen some of you every single year. The number of us has grown to 40, and I'm lucky enough to say I have moments with each and every one of you. Not many high school students can say the same. It was the most embarrassing moment for me. I still don't know why Reagan Sloan and I thought we were going to be soccer stars, but it created many memories to look back at that one. This year came to an end with a sharp turn, and we thought we were going to get a break from school, which turned into an extended stay at home. COVID-19 affected all of us greatly, and the moments we spent at home were not the easiest. We combated hardships and struggled with our sanity. We read Romeo and Juliet with Miss Cav on Zoom, and we tried to learn quadratics with Mr. Hill. We got bored and unmotivated, yet we persevered. I'll never forget Ms. Aponte's extra credit assignment to make a video in complete Spanish, which I'm almost 100% sure Taylor Thompson and I were the only two to do. I had gotten bored with the same Google Classroom assignment, so I decided to do it, and of course Ms. Aponte had to post it on Facebook. She still talks about that video to this day. And also, shout out to Ms. Bradley when she sent out a test for our freshman health class, and my friends and I stupidly shared our answers. We were young and dumb, and we apologize for that, but we learned from our mistakes for the most part. 10th grade, we came back in masks, which was definitely not something I miss. Macy Mohon threw us a fake homecoming, and it had snowed the day before, but nonetheless, the class of 2022, 2021, and 2023 made sure the party went on. It was also pretty cool to cheer group this year, something that not many can say they did. 11th grade, trigonometry is the only thing that comes to mind when I think about junior year. We started with about 24 kids and ended with about 11. Reagan, Cheney, I'm still mad at y'all for dropping that class. Mia always got in trouble for never paying attention, but hey, look at you now taking AP Calc. I'm so proud of you. Miss Keller, I know you're still mad at me that I didn't take AP Calc, but I love you, and that class will always have a special place in my heart again. Finally, over here, senior year, we had a picnic and we went to DC. We had homecomings and spirit weeks. We had arguments and celebrations. We had gum quizzes. We had the best senior prank. We played sports. We won spirit games. We went to prom. And now we're all about to throw our grad caps in the air in less than a week. As all of you sit in the audience, I hope that you're thinking about your own personal moments you've gotten or you've experienced while you've been at UHA. We've only been here, whether you've only been here 2 years like Trey or 16 like Wesley, these moments are the ones that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. Thank you.
First, I want to say Happy Mother's Day. My time at UHA has been nothing but good times and great memories with the class of 2023. When I first came to UHA, I didn't know what to expect or what was in store for me. But I knew this was the place I wanted to be and to spend the rest of my high school days. It wasn't easy when I first transitioned to the school. I knew a handful of people in classes was tough. I really didn't think I would fit in. But UHA made me feel welcome. From the teachers, the classmates, and my coaches I had along the way, even with the lower school students. You guys greatly impacted my senior year. I wish the best for all the seniors as we go off to college, and thank you to all the teachers who helped me along the way. And finally, thank you University Arts Academy for everything you've done. I'm grateful for the last 2 years I spent here.
I've ever met. I wasn't exposed to many other teachers in my life, seeing as though I've been here for 13 years, but the ones that I was provided have exceeded my expectations of what an overall good person should be. Mr. Dennison, I'm so glad that you finally made it back and are recovering slowly but surely. Though you were gone for the entire week before our AP Gov exam, we all either made a 5 or a 1. I would always encourage you to keep on walking through the halls with your books on your shoulder, whistling a tune that no one knows. I'd like to think that you have your own music library where you pick out a different song to whistle to every day until one of us points out what it is. Ms. Kalajian, you've been one of the best coaches I've ever had, and it was only for a couple of amazing months. You've always been there for me when I just needed someone to talk to, and you've been my safe space to be vulnerable and open about my feelings about school and life. For that, I thank you. Miss Dill, she was my kindergarten teacher. She later became the guidance counselor where I sometimes spent full class periods, sorry teachers, just trying to navigate middle school and high school life. Now she is helping students, including me, find their own pathway through our next level of education at either college or trade school. Ms. Hendricks has given us journaling assignments in our English classes, and in total, over the years of high school, I've had to write over 100 journals for her class, as well as a lot of my friends in this class as well. This year I took these journals seriously and put true effort into my thought process of what I write, putting events that happen in my life into poetic, creative, and almost therapeutic fashion. I now write and speak with a purpose. My other teachers that I've not mentioned, you're not forgotten. Each and every individual that I've encountered in my life has left a memory engraved in my heart and in my head. And to all the mothers, grandmothers, soon-to-be moms, stepmoms, I wish you all the best Mother's Day, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so strong and courageous for your children. Any single moms out there that have been struggling, I give you all my love and support, because being the child of a single mom most of my life has been one of the hardest things for my mom to do. But she still finds ways to look beautiful, kind, and patient, and listens to me when I need someone to comfort me in my weakest moments. I cannot wait for the next chapter of my life to begin, but man, this last chapter has really been pulling my heartstrings. Thank you, everyone, for supporting your fellow graduates of UHA Class of 2023.
so extraordinary. I have one remaining job, and that's to invite you to graduation next Friday night at 7 o'clock, and invite you to stand for the benediction and remain standing through the recessional, please.
Please pray with me. Our Father God, how wonderful are the works of your hands. As we gather here today to celebrate a step forward into new places with new people and new experiences, let us not forget the blessings that follow behind us. For this school, which has given us a safe place to learn and a strong foundation to build upon as we take this next step into your world. For our teachers, who have so richly loved and cared for us, even at our worst. For our families, who have pushed us on to the finish line and stood by our sides through the many bumps in the road. And on this day, and this coming week, we thank you for the friends that we have found among our classmates, for all the jokes we will forever laugh about, the hardships we have endured together, and your love, which has been made evident through the relationships we will carry with us beyond the walls of UHA. As this important chapter of our lives closes, a new one opens. Dear Lord, fill our bodies with your strength, our minds with your thoughts, and our hearts with your love. We ask that you bless the hands that have prepared the meal. Lord, bless the food to our bodies and our bodies to your service. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.